welcome to another episode.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Adam. How are you today?
I am in Miami. The weather is cloudy and wet. I went for a drive and put the roof down and it started raining.
I hear there's a storm over there. Is that a storm?
Yes, it's called Hurricane Fiona. No,
Absolutely, you know that.
It's just no. This time of year we get summer storms in Miami. It happens every year. You just accept it. I actually don't mind it. It cools the humidity down a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I can imagine.
And I hear England's still having that heat wave, right?
Absolutely, yes, yes, really enjoying the warm weather.
You know, English people, you gotta love them. They complain when it's cold. They complain when it's hot. They complain when it's sunny. They complain when it rains. What?
Absolutely.
English people are just never satisfied when it comes to weather.
Wow.
All right. So, as always, I believe Fiona has some questions for me today.
I do, Adam, I do. My first question to you is what's your minimum down payment?
My minimum down payment. Well, that kind of depends on the type of transaction, right? So if we're talking fix and flip, we are talking 10 to 15% down. I prefer 20, but yeah, an experienced borrower with good credit will go 10% down on a fix and flip. If we're talking commercial, multifamily, and we're more looking for like some real skin in the game, 20%, 25% down. So different type of transaction, different type of leverage. And again, also credit comes into this, income. Like if you have bad credit, if the income is lower from the property, then our LTV may be lower just to manage income expectations or credit expectations or refinance expectations. So there are a lot of moving parts that can affect how much a borrower needs to put down, for a purchase. It really depends on property, location, credit, income, exit strategy. These are kind of the things that we're looking at that can dictate our comfort level in a transaction.
Brilliant, brilliant. And then are the points negotiable?
Do you know, sometimes yes and sometimes no. I've never tried to say that our fees are a deal breaker, but at the end of the day, we're in business to make money. If you're not making enough money on your real estate deal to justify our fees, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it. So I would say that, loosely speaking, we will sometimes be a little flexible to make a deal work. At the same time, we're not here to kind of make everyone money whilst we work for free. So I'd say generally not, but on occasion we may.
Okay, brilliant. And the last question for you is how does your draw process work?
Well, it's kind of like most draws, like you pull it out and you push it back in again. Oh no, you go. All right. So generally your draw works we have two ways of approaching a draw. Typically we work on receipts. So you'll show us that you did X amount of work, that work was completed, you'll send pictures before and after, and then we'll reimburse. All right. For more experienced borrowers with better credit who can show us that they've done a number of transactions, we'll flip the coin and go the other way around. With more experienced borrowers, we will advance the draw again, and then you will show us that the work was completed, the money was spent, receipts, before and after pictures, and then we'll give the next draw. So for less experienced borrowers, lower credit, we are going to do those draws in arrears, and for more experienced, high credit borrowers, we will do those draws in advance. So that's kind of the way the draws work on a rehab loan.
Brilliant. And did you say that could be weekly or incremental?
Generally, we prefer monthly, but nothing is cast in stone. We can do weekly, we've even done daily, but it becomes a lot of tedious work. So with more experienced borrowers, we're probably more likely to be on a monthly draw, less experienced, weekly or bi-weekly.
Okay, brilliant, Adam. That's great to know. That's really handy for our listeners to be able to understand from that perspective.
I hope that the people watching at home, they appreciate a little bit of humor.